Hey guys, welcome back to the Homestead Adventure. In today's episode, I'm going to teach you how to harvest pears. Pears are an interesting fruit in that they do not ripen on the tree. You want to pick them when they are mature, but not fully ripe. The reason for this is because they ripen from the inside out. So if you let them ripen on the tree, they're very gritty and they're not very pleasant. So you harvest when they are mature, but not fully ripe. And I will show you what that looks like. So how do you know when they're ready to pick? One of the best ways to know when they're ready to pick is you simply lift up the pear. So you lift it up. If it is kind of springy and it doesn't just break off, that one's not ready. But if you pick it up and it just snaps off, that means it's ready to pick. So as you can see, it is a decent size and shape for this variety of pear. It is not soft and yellow. It is still very firm. You can see this one here has ripened on the tree. I'm going to pull that off. And you can see that it's very soft and squishy. And if I were to put my thumb in this, it would just explode. That is why we do not let it ripen on the tree. It just rots from the inside out. Lift it up, just breaks right off. That one's ready. Now you can twist these a little bit as well. As long as it comes off really easily, it should be ready. But you don't want to be twisting too hard and trying to rip that pear off, because that just means that it's not fully mature. Another indicator of knowing when your pears are ready to pick is fruit drop. You'll see some dropping on the ground. Obviously this one is not good. It's all mushy already, so I'm not going to take that. But since they are dropping, I do know that it's time to start checking to see if they are ready. Different varieties of pears have different colors, so I can't for sure say that you're looking for a specific color when harvesting your pears. Also, like I said, because we pick them before they are ripe, you're not really going to go on color when you are harvesting your pears. So basically, the indicators of knowing when your pears are ready to pick are if you start seeing fruit drop, if they are the right size and shape, and if you lift up the pear and it snaps off easily or twists off easily, that means they are ready to pick. After we pick these pears, we're going to leave them inside on the counter or in a bag until they are ripe. So they're going to ripen off the tree. And these ones, I know that they are ripe when they turn a little bit yellow and they are no longer really firm and they start to soften up. That's when these ones are ripe. So different varieties of pears will have different ripening times. So these ones, I picked a few last week and it took them probably 6 days or so to ripen off the tree. Different varieties will have different times, so some may only be 3 days, some may be 10 days. And I will show you the ones that I picked last week inside. So this pear I allowed to ripen on the counter for a few days. I actually picked this one probably 3 days ago, and then I picked this one about 6 days ago. This one, as you can see, is a lot smaller, and I was starting to pick them before they were kind of ready. I just wanted to see what happened, and these ones turned out really well. As you can see, they're nice and juicy. They're not hard anymore. That's when you know they're ripe. It's turned a little bit yellow. And this one's the one I picked today. So you can tell the difference. This one is still green, it's still hard. This one's a little mushy. Not mushy, but soft. This one's soft and juicy. And that's how you know when they are ripe. Just take a bite and you'll be able to tell. This one's pretty good. So this one I picked only, like I said, I think 3 days ago. And it's not hard like an apple anymore. And it's a little bit yellow. So it really depends on when you pick them and the variety as well, when it's gonna start ripening on the counter. I don't really go any specific days. I just look for the color and the firmness. And that's when we know that it's ripe. I think I'm gonna actually slice these and dry them as dried fruit. I love dried fruit. Just eat it as a snack because a lot of them went bad last year. Or not last year. Pears kind of skip a year. So I had pears the first 2 years and then it skipped a year and I have pears again this year. So the first few times I did pears, I picked them, I let them ripen, and then they really only have a few days before they start going bad. So you got to really get to them in that time period of after you pick them, when they become ripe, and then when you need to actually use them, because they have a very short window. Once they become ripe, they start to rot after a few days. So get to them as soon as you can. Make sure that you put aside some time for this project and either can them, freeze them. I dry some of them and do whatever you're going to do with them before they go rotten. So make sure that you set aside the time for that. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you on the next adventure. Bye, guys. It's juicy for sure. That is juicy pear. My goats love these too. I give them to my goats sometimes. I bet you're jealous, huh? Bet you wish you had one of these.